This is Rhonda.
This is Joel. How are you?
And we are here to give you an update on our status with Lory, the little girl with cerebral palsy and a seizure disorder that we're looking for sponsors for. First of all, we want to thank those of you that have given us, sent us emails showing us interest in helping Lory. There's been a few of you, and we do appreciate that at this time, and we will certainly be talking to you in more detail later. But anyway, thank you for your interest. So what we wanted to do was give you an update. We brought Lory to a neurologist at Silliman University, the same neurologist that I had met when I brought Jira. It was a great visit. The neurologist and I actually spent some time talking about what we're doing, our ministry, and what our goals are, particularly for Lory. Lory has never had an EEG to determine the level and the type of seizures that she has, nor has she ever had a CAT scan to determine the level of cerebral palsy that she has, brain damage that she has causing the cerebral palsy. So that's unfortunate, and we'll probably have to look at something like that at a much later date. But right now, our goal, a couple of things. One was to meet with the doctor to discuss those seizures. In discussing that, we decided that here at this time it's best that we not put Lory on any type of seizure medication. And the reason that the doctor feels that way is because it's too inconsistent. If we were to start the therapy and Lory's mother not be able to financially sustain that, it's actually more damaging to her than it would be helpful. So we're not doing that. We did get a medical statement, which Lory's mother had asked for. Regine had asked for that for LCP. LCP is another thing that we're going to explain later on the video. After we left the doctor, we went to the rehabilitation center, and we scheduled an appointment with the rehabilitation doctor for May 11th, and we're going to keep that appointment at this point in time. Meet the doctor. The doctor was on vacation for a month, living in vacationing in the States. Anything?
No. So, go ahead.
And so we want to see their facility and check things out. What we needed the medical certificate was for an organization called LCP. You want to explain that?
Little Children of the Philippines is a sub-organization of a nonprofit group out of Atlanta called Little Children of the World. And apparently this is their biggest location, is Dumaguete, Philippines, where we're living. And they have numerous projects here in 14 different neighborhoods. They do housing projects, feeding projects, spiritual needs for children, and also they recently set up this rehabilitation center for children specifically, whereas the hospitals here are mainly geared towards adults. This one's geared towards children, so she's been receiving free care here for free therapy, and but we don't know if it's everything she needs, so we're keeping the other appointments at Silliman University also. But anyway, we've got video coming up to show you what LCP does and how we can work with them.
Yeah, so a couple of things. It's really great. The physical therapists, I met them, and they're very good. They're very committed. They did give Lory a wheelchair, and fortunately she's outgrown that wheelchair, so we're going to try to get that wheelchair back to them, pick it up next week, and get it back to them and look at what other wheelchairs that they have that we could possibly refurbish and use for Lory. The wheelchair she currently has is one given to her by the city of Dumaguete, and it is just a standard basic wheelchair with no adaptations whatsoever to keep her hips in a line or keep her supported because of her CP. So wheelchair is certainly something we want to look into. Then I think between the wheelchair and the doctor, the executive director?
We'll have a meeting with the executive director of the LCP next week sometime, hopefully. We met her briefly at a session, but she was with other people doing an audit, and we talked to her briefly, and we're going to set up a meeting next week to meet with her on how we can work with them.
Yeah, so we'll be able to work with her specifically on Lory, but I would like all of you to pay attention, because since there were a few of you that were interested in helping Lory, I want you to know that there's about 24 children that we could count over a 1-week period that goes through that rehabilitation center. Some are much more severe than Lory, some are less severe. But it is a really cool thing, and we're looking forward to working with them. and possibly also working with Silliman. So our goal right now is to continue to do our research. Again, things do not move as fast here as they do in the States. We have some more things to do. And once we have all of our research complete and we know Lory's needs and we build a good plan for her, we'll also build a budget, and then we'll communicate to those of you that have offered to help us. If anyone else is interested in offering to help with any of these children, just send us an email as we've requested at castronetsministry.org. And I'm sorry, castronetsministry@gmail.com.
That's the email.
That's the email. So anyway, thank you so much for everyone. We miss all of you. Thank you for those that have been encouraging us through Facebook and emails.
Thanks for all your support, everyone, for your prayers and your support. We appreciate it greatly.
Please continue to pray, and we hope you enjoy the video of LCP Rehab Unit. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.